What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at a boy DSP's daily rap video after a day of more Pokemon Mania. That's right, our boy Phil opened up more card packs, spent more money, of course, that's right, and most of all, and more importantly, he had more crash outs. That's right, our boy Phil just decided to crash out over and over again, and this time the crash out was focused mainly on 220 and Kino Casino. That's right. Oh my lord, what did I tell you guys? Anytime Kino Casino streams and they dedicate a good significant portion or a segment dedicated to mocking DSP, he's always going to have some type of crash out after the fact. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. And of course, Anonymous came in and dropped the whale donation. Now, not as much as it's been recently, because I think he knows that people have been catching wind of the fake Anonymous tips. So he tried to scale it back a little bit, but still, he still needs to open up card packs. I mean, and last night during the Pokemon stream, he was struggling just to hit the goal. And then after the initial wave of support, where I think he made like $100 during the unrecorded beg segment, it then just dropped off. And it wasn't until the very end till one whale came in and helped them, you know, limp along the cross. And my lord, by the way, every time I invert his video, is it me or the right? Well, to you, I guess it would be your left side. The left side of Phil's head is, that hairline is going deeper and deeper and deeper. It always used to look like a GameCube controller. Now it's just starting to look like the GameCube controller is just melting away with their hairline. Anyway, all right, let's try to do our best to keep this under 15 minutes. I will try, not promising anything, but I'll give it a good try. So let's get into it.
DSP here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Tuesday, the 18th of August, 2026. Yet another great day here on the channel. Great variety and fun. In fact, new stuff again. Just overall great stuff. So today was a day directly formulated by you and your feedback. Because if you remember, we were kind of at a crossroads last week deciding, should we continue on with some of these games and projects that I've been doing all summer? Or should we wrap some of them up and start new content? Well, through your support and attendance, you told me we want more Dark Souls 2 and we want more Pokemon. So today you got what you wanted, okay? We started off with the Chill DSP morning show that discussed the...
By the way, let me highlight, you got what you wanted for one stream, okay? He was already threatening to wage quit already, the DLC for Dark Souls 2. And he is gonna, because he's a terrible game. It was so bad that he had to rage quit the online play, because the summoning was just so super funny, and he couldn't even get anywhere. So many people were summoning in just to curb stop him. Plus the bosses, he couldn't even beat the bosses either. So of course, you know, he had to shut off the online mode and take off the actual mod that he installed, because of course his 44-year-old eyes can't let him see in the dark, so, or even in low light. So he decided to just basically rush through this and play it. Same thing with Pokemon. I'm not sure who the hell wants to support that shit, but that's dying. It is. No one really wants to support that. It seems like a few of the whales do enjoy the card packs, but the gameplay itself is just super boring. I mean, if you want to check it out, you could check out Raw Phil's stream of him playing it. My god, it was like a ghost town. It was super quiet. The only thing people were talking about was 220 and you know, him at 220 giving money to Kino Casino, and that was pretty much it. And it wasn't until the very end, until some mega dent came in and got him through the finish line, because of course he was e-begging. Yeah, is such a successful person that he needs to e-beg on his night stream, because apparently whatever money he made on the day stream is already gone. Just gone. I mean, I was working through the numbers last night. I was a little bored, so I was going back and I was reviewing every stream where DSP said he bought card packs, right? And I was doing the calculations just based on what resellers were selling those specific items for. My god, he is up to $9,000 at a minimum, and of course that's a conservative figure, and that's only on the packs that we know he bought. We know he's purchased boxes just for his own personal, you know, amusement, right? When he's not on stream and he's opening up boxes. So That's 9K conservatively. And that's not even to mention how many cards he may have bought separately because, you know, he wanted that Greninja or whatever the hell it was. And let's not eat, let's, you know, the God Pack as well that he was all hyped up about. You know, he's all worried about what Detractors are saying about that God Pack. I mean, he crashed yesterday twice regarding the God Pack, and even crashes out here. Of course, he needs to talk about his Detractors constantly because what's a day without Phil addressing his Detractors? And I think that's coming up right now. So let's hear it.
God Pack pull that I did in Pokemon cards yesterday. It's absolutely hilarious that I found out that my Detractors are seething and scrambling, trying to say that I faked the pack despite the fact you can't fake a God Pack at all. But they're claiming I did because, again, they don't want to believe that anything good could possibly happen to me, despite the fact that good things have been happening to me for 2 straight years. They still live in La La Land somewhere, okay?
Yeah, that's what it is, Phil. That's what it is. Yeah, the trolls are constantly online, you know, 12 hours a day seething about DSP. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's you, Phil. That's you sitting on stream 12 hours a day, you know, trying to eke out a living, you know, with your Pokemon card addiction, right? You're the one actually stressing out and coping and seething because you're the one mentioning the card packs. Again, he went on some weird rant during his show where he started talking about all of these Detractors clipping that God Pack pack opening that he did. Dude, I didn't even fucking record that stupid ass segment because it's so boring. I have actually given up clipping the pack thing because they're just so boring. There's nothing that happens there. Even I didn't even upload that shit. I care less, Phil. But he started going on some rants about how he might take action against anyone that clipped it and posted because he didn't get enough views. You didn't get enough views because no one gives a shit, Phil. Honestly, no one cares. Anyone even remotely caring about Pokemon or part of that Pokemon community, they hate you. They hate and despise you. They're not going to go and watch anything that you're going to do. What you're going to have is you're going to have those few dents that want to watch it. And of course, Detractors, because I didn't post it, they went over to your stream to view it. What do you have now? 1,500 views or something like that? I mean, for you, that's epic. But I mean, for me, that's my worst video in a given week. So yeah, he's seething and melting down because, of course, in his eyes, you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Ralphie in A Christmas Story, right? Like, you know, he daydreams and he's a bit delusional, but you know, you got to give Ralphie an excuse. He's 10 years old, you know what I mean? He's gonna be that way. DSP is a 44-year-old man, and he still lives this delusional life. He really thought that was the moment. The God Pack was the moment where all of the Detractors were gonna say, you know what? All of this detracting we're wrong. We're going to quit detracting and we're going to become DSP fans and we're going to support him. And all of our content is going to be focused on positivity of DSP. And yeah, we were going to grab Phil and put him on our shoulders and hail him as king because he pulled a God Pack. Most people in the Detractor community hate those card pack segments. Me included. I find them to be extra boring. At first they were funny, because watching you just fucking, you know, your addiction on display was quite funny. But now it's like, all right, you've done the same shit for 4 months. Move on. But that addiction, folks, my God. You know, what did whatchamacallit say? You know, cocaine's a hell of a drug. Card packs is a hell of a drug for DSP. Well, you know, he had to replace the WWE addiction with something else, so it became the card pack. So he's seething, coping about the Detractors like he always does, and it's just become a regular segment where he threatens the Detractors like he can really do something. Let's be honest here, Phil. Okay, I'm gonna put my cards on the table right here. The reason why you're not gonna do shit is because the last time you decided to fuck around, you found out, okay? And that was in 2024 when your little mutt, your little puppy, went around, started channel striking channels, right? And what ended up happening? You yourself ended up getting two copyright strikes because the Detractor was annoyed what you were doing, and they ended up giving you two copy strikes, right? which forced you to delete a year's worth of podcasts. You were so worried that someone was going to continue flagging your podcast, right, Phil? So, come on, enough of the theatrics here, DSP, okay? You know that if you want to become Jeremy the Quartering, people are going to fight fire with fire, and they're just going to target you and target your channel. That's not a threat. I'm not making any threats because I don't play those stupid games. But you know exactly that's what's going to... And you yourself have actually said it, that the reason why you don't flag channels is because you know that people are going to come back and flag you. So it becomes mutually assured destruction. You know it. You've said it. You've actually admitted to it, you know, and you're not that delusional. So when you come on and act like Mr. Tough Guy on your stream and be like, yeah, I might flex my power and take down, you're not going to do shit. Because the moment you do that is the moment that you just invite more trolling, more detractors, and people are going to fuck with your channel. They are. They really are, Phil. I don't know. Did you forget what happened in 2024 or 2023 when you declared war against detractors? And what ended up happening? You basically had to shit yourself for 2 weeks because you didn't know whether you were going to get another strike or not. Right? Remember that, Phil? Remember that? Because if you don't remember, brother, I can queue you up a couple videos where you decided your podcast was just you crying about detractors, okay? You actually trying to reach out to bigger content creators like Keem and a few others to help you because detractors were hurting your channel and your business. So, I don't know if you have a short memory, brother. I don't. I remember those days. All right, Phil? So, just consider that when you start making these threats, okay? Because there might be one person that hears that threat and figures, you know what? I'm going to hit Phil before he hits detractors. Did you think about that? And again, I'm not calling for anyone to do anything. I think fucking with people's channels like that, that shit is bullshit. I don't agree with it. I hated it when they did it to me. And I don't approve when other people do it to Phil or anyone else. I honestly don't. To me, I think flagging channels is just gay shit. It really is. It's stupid, it's childish, and it doesn't really fully work. It just doesn't. All it does is just cause, it just causes more anger and more backbiting, and it gets really ugly. It really does. I mean, look at what's happening now with the Quartering, his supporters, and Kino Casino and their supporters. It's just a constant back and forth of shit throwing, and it doesn't end. I mean, Kino Casino and the Jarrett thing's been going on for how long? 4 months, Phil? Do you really want to get into a protracted war like that with detractors, with the thousands and thousands of people that dislike you? I'm sorry, brother, but your 150 dents that support you and ride or die with you, they're not going to be able to handle the thousands of people. And then it's not just them. You know, you get the Kino Casino, you get the Kiwi Farms people who don't like that type of shit and will go after you as well. And you've made a lot of enemies recently, Phil. You know, Reddit, Twitter, Kiwi Farms, the Kino Casino crew. There's a lot of that. FGC, there's a lot of people, Phil, that would like to see you gone. Really. And if it happens to you, they're not going to care. They're going to be like, well, you know, I guess DSP deserved it. You know? So be cautious, Phil, okay? Be cautious when you start making those threats, okay? Be very cautious because there are people out there that actually think you're serious. I don't, because I don't think you're a serious person. And I think I give you enough credit to know that you're smart enough and know that if you decide to play these stupid games, that, you know, what's going to come for you. You know, and again, I'm not threatening you, Phil. I'm not threatening anyone. I'm just stating the facts, right, Phil? And like, what do you always say? You can't get offended if it's a fact, right? Well, it's a fact. All right? Phil, if you have a minute, go back to 2024. Matter of fact, go back to 2024, your birthday. Your birthday, sir. When channels were getting struck and you cowered to the point where you were so worried that your channel was going to get taken down that you spent your whole birthday talking to a YouTube YouTube creator support person to try to get these channel strikes off of detractors removed. Remember that, Phil? Remember that day? I do. I remember it, and I actually have that video posted on my channel. And you probably don't, because you went ahead and deleted a year's worth of content because you were so worried over this nonsense. So anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go in the rain here. I mean, this video is 9 minutes long. I've watched a minute and 12 a minute and 12 seconds, and this video is already 15 minutes. Well, let's hear a little bit more, see what he has to say, and then if I want to get into it more, maybe this video might be 30 minutes. Who the hell knows?
Anyway, so we chilled, we hung out, and then we began with Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. We took out the final boss. Actually, it's the final boss, the third final boss in the game, because this is the Scholar of the First Sin edition. You have to fight, what's his name? Aldia, the actual Scholar of the First Sin.
What is wrong with his jaw?
Then,
did you see that? That was so weird. It almost looked like he had a stroke. Almost he had like that kinesia, whatever it's called. Those people that can't control their facial movements because of their brain is all fucked up. Is that what's going on? Is he stroking out? We need a wellness visit.
I was going to go take on the Dark Lurker again, but the feedback I got was people really just wanted to see me start the DLCs. So, we talked about it for a little bit and determined, let's just go do the Sunken King. This is the order of the DLCs in the game. It's Sunken King, Iron King, Ivory King. That's
okay, I'm throwing in the towel. No one gives a shit, Phil. I just wanted to talk about this video because I want to highlight it a couple points. Mainly the whole 220 thing, which I thought was funny as fuck. And if I didn't really touch on that, yeah, 220. He threatened 220. Basically told him that I'm not going to do what you want unless you give me 50 subs or whatever the fuck he said. Called him regarded. 220 did push back, but, you know, I don't know what the fuck's going on with 220. I think 220 needs some friends or something like that in real life. And then the second thing, of course, is DSP threatening Detractors again with his pitiful ass, with his pitiful threats, which we all know is not going to amount to shit. But, you know, I decided to give Phil a little history lesson on what happened the last time he decided to play stupid games. So, alrighty, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.